Partnerships are vital to our global outreach, enabling us to take the love and hope of Jesus Christ to those who need it most. Our Boots on the Ground Partnership Program physically ministers to those in desperate situations all over the world. The Israel Partnership furthers Kim's legacy of outreach to Israel and Jewish people worldwide. We invite you to become a partner today. Join us today and be part of a community that inspires hope, brings restoration to life, and often healing from the past. Together, we can make a difference, and we thank you for your ongoing support.
Welcome to Real Life, Real Faith. Today we're going to be talking about activating the armor of God. As always, I'm joined by Bree and Pastor Far, and we're here together to discuss these topics that really do have to do with real life that we're all dealing with. So I'm going to get started here. Point number one. We sometimes forget about the armor of God, but we need it. I don't know about you, but I've certainly gone through seasons of my life where I've completely forgotten about it, haven't really thought about it, and it's generally the seasons where things seem to be going sort of okay. And then I'm like, don't necessarily think about it, But Ephesians 6:11 says, put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. This isn't indicative of the possibility of schemes coming. It seems to be suggesting that they're definitely going to come. Mm-hmm. And that's something I think we all need to remember. And we've spoken about it before, embracing discomfort. I think sometimes it's in the uncomfortable seasons that we're so much more aware that we need the armor of God and that we need to be activating these areas in our life. It's not always the best. It's not always the greatest reminder, actually, when things are comfortable. You're like, oh, yeah, the armor of God. Didn't think about that for a minute. But we do forget about it, but we need it. Point number two, our warfare is in the Spirit. Ephesians 6:12, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Even remember this, when you're experiencing an uncomfortable or difficult situation with another person, generally it's something spiritual. Yes, you get some people that are just kind of difficult people, but if you're finding yourself in conflict constantly with people that you love, that you care about, we forget sometimes that the enemy lives to bring strife. Mm-hmm. That feeling of strife, you just sometimes feel it. And it's like, why are we missing each other here? Why are we not managing to connect the way we should? Why do we keep misunderstanding each other? I think sometimes we just forget that this war that we're fighting is one that is in the Spirit. We're not fighting against our fellow people. We're fighting a battle that is taking place in the spirit realm. And point number three, evil is all around us, but we can overcome it. Ephesians 6:13 says, therefore, put on the full armor of God so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything to stand. Again, the language here, so that when the day of evil comes, not if the day of evil comes, when the day of evil comes. It's suggesting to us, it's indicating to us that it's a definite. The day of evil is a definite. Now, living the way we're living right now, it doesn't take much to look around us and say, yes, I think the day of evil is firmly upon us. Everywhere we look, to the left, to the right, wherever we're looking, evil does seem to be all around us. But we've been told we put on the armor of God, and we know what these things are. For the sake of time, I'm not going into it, but I encourage you, go and read the whole of Ephesians chapter 6, but specifically verses 10 to 18. It speaks about the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness. We know we've got the sword of the Spirit, the shield of faith, all these different things that we're told, the shoes of peace. We're told to put on the helmet of salvation, and we can look at this, and we're not doing a big study on it. We're just talking about it. But my hope today is that you will remember that we have to activate that armor. It's there. It's available for us. Sometimes we're the ones who forget to put it on. I don't know about you guys. Maybe that's a me problem, but there's definitely been times where I just haven't really thought about it.
Yeah. I haven't thought about it.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it. I did kids ministry for a long time.
Yes.
And so, you have weeks-long series about putting on the full armor of God. And something that was so what would almost come as childlike in our faith is something that has to be activated, and it's so common. And it, if you grew up in Sunday school or something like that, it almost seems like, oh, well, I've already done that my whole childhood, so I don't need to. And so you need to, that's all I'm saying. But another thing that's really cool that, it's like cool and interesting at the same time, but like there's nothing for your back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, which means you should never be running away from your enemy.
Very good
And
point.
so when the word says that you resist the devil and he will flee, it's telling you like your enemies are supposed to be the ones running. You're not supposed to.
Can I fist bump you? That was like really
absolutely.
good revelation, dude.
Well,
that's really good.
Children's Church 101. So,
Bro, yes.
But so that is just what I would say is like your back's uncovered. So you should always be in a place of resistance against the enemy, not of fear of him and his adversaries. So that's what I would say in activating the armor of God.
That is fire. Nice. Pastor Fire, tag.
Well,
the baton gets thrown to you, sir.
We are definitely in a war. Kim would always call his followers warriors, but we're not fighting, as has already been mentioned, flesh and blood. We're fighting the spirits that are behind and that are influencing, and I've been influenced by the devil before, and I hate to say used by the devil, but I would never worship him, but sometimes, I guess he sort of catches us off guard because we're not paying attention. So we don't want to be used by the enemy. We want to have this beautiful armor on, and just something I've mentioned already, but I've been thinking a lot about it, sort of daily, actually. I do love prayer. I mentioned in a broadcast about people that talk about praying long, all day long kind of a thing, but it's very refreshing to me. Some people want to argue and say, you have to talk out loud to God. And I think it was Jordan Peterson that was mentioning praying as an attitude of the heart and with the mind, know. And he's not, the author of the Bible, but I agree with him. What I'm saying is we can pray continuously, in and out, throughout our day, in and out. You put all the armor on, and then what's the Bible say? Pray with all manner of prayer. So it might be a prayer of praise. It might be a prayer of intercession. It's not like you got to get all, weird about which one it is right now, but it's just a natural thing. I'll be going down the freeway and I'm just praying a prayer of praise and thanksgiving to God. Not because I'm so holy, but I'm just honest. I'm telling you, I'm thankful because he's so merciful to me, or intercession because someone's really going through something. And thank God, again, it's the attitude of the heart. It's not where you are and it's not what you're doing. But I can't emphasize enough to myself right now how important prayer is. When you talk about prayer, when you call for a prayer meeting, no one wants to come because we don't believe that our prayers get answered. But even Jesus cursed the fig tree, and it took a while, but it happened, right? He ministered to people healing. Sometimes it took a while, but it happened. We've been talking about instant this and instant that, talking about prayer, because that's what you really can emphasize in your life, in my life, when I put on this armor. So I thank God that he hears us when we pray.
Yeah. And I think it really comes down to just sometimes we forget. Throughout the scriptures, God reminds us constantly to remember. We're reminded to remember. And this, I hope today will just be a reminder for you that the armor of God is available to every single one of us, and we have to activate it. And I really enjoyed with what both Pastor Fa and Bree said. It's fantastic revelation there about, the back being uncovered. I love that. But it's a reminder for all of us. It's a reminder for me, just deciding on topics and praying, going, God, what do you want me to speak about? I was like, oh yeah, Ephesians 6. It's been a hot minute since I thought about that. And then I thought, wait, hold on. There's all these different areas of my life where I've thought, what's going on here? Why does this feel difficult? So I'm like, I haven't really thought about the armor too much lately because I get so bogged down by everything else. But I hope that it's ministered to you. I pray that it encourages you and just reminds you that we have all of that available to us.
Amen.
Again, if you're looking for the reference, it's Ephesians 6, 10 to 18, and I encourage you to read that. But we're about to go into a moment of worship where we get to worship together. But I'm going to read a scripture to you really quickly. It's a very well-known one. And it says this, it's in Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. The purpose of our giving is to bring glory to God. The purpose of us coming together, thinking about Kim and what he used to do, every time we built a bomb shelter, there was glory given to God because as a unit, we came together, people sowed, and there's still bomb shelters standing today that Kim raised the money for with you and with a whole bunch of other people, and there's glory being given to God to this day when sirens go off in Israel and people run into those bomb shelters that we paid for. That is our good works bringing glory to the Father. And so I'm encouraging you today as you give, know that that is the purpose. It's one of the purposes. It's one of the reasons. So as we go into this time of worship, let God move on your heart, give, sow, and let's trust God together that our good works would bring him glory. God bless you guys.
Almighty God, you are wherever you are, sing it with us. Cry, He's coming on the clouds. Kings and kingdoms will bow down, and every chain will break as broken hearts declare his praise. For who can stop the Lord Almighty? Our God is the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power and fighting our battles, and every knee will bow before him. Our God is the Lamb that was slain for the sins of the world. His blood breaks the chains, and every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Every knee will bow before him. So open up the gates, make way before the King of Kings. God comes to save.
My towels solved a problem that we've all had with towels. You go into the stores and they feel lotiony and soft, but then you get them home and they wind dry you. That's why I made my towels. They actually work, they're soft, and they absorb. And now I'm excited to announce 2 brand new lines of my towels. What makes them the best towels ever is they're now made with 100% long staple Shapir cotton. This is a combed ring spun cotton that makes my towels even softer and more absorbent than ever. And now you get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get my towels for only $29.98. Or you can get my designer premium line for just $20 more. Either way, you save 50% now on all my towels. They actually work. What a concept. This offer won't last long, so please order now.
mypillow.com.
We here at the House of Destiny are partnering with you to let our viewers, of course, know about your company. It's Beverly Hills Precious Metal.
Andrew, explain how that works.
So I'll walk you through it right now. So if you go to bh-pm.com, right there on the homepage, you'll see a form that you could fill out. And that form is very important in letting us know how we can help you. So you just put in your first name, last name, email address, phone number. There's a section that says, how did you hear about us? And in there, put Kim Clement. And then there's a portion where you could write a couple of notes down on the bottom. Usually within about 24 to 48 hours, we'll contact you by phone call, and then we'll go over everything with you. This isn't a high pressure deal. We always recommend that if you feel uncomfortable, take a step back, pray about it. You will gain the answers that you need by doing that, and come back to us when you're comfortable.